What's good, y'all? I'm about to react to this new X-Men movie release date reveal, big Spider-Man updates, and Marvel DC crossover. Oh man, I've been waiting for a Marvel and DC try to crossover. Ain't gonna lie, since now we got Sentry, dude. I want to see the Sentry Void go up against Superman. That's what battle I want to see go against. That'd be a pretty good fight to see right there.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Cosmic Wonder. It looks like we might know the exact release date when the X-Men movie is coming. Of course, it's coming after Secret Wars, but according to this new report, there's a very specific reason why Marvel is reportedly going to choose this release date. It's actually pretty cool. On top of that, we almost had our very first true Marvel and DC crossover. The actor they had in mind that they wanted to cross over actually said yes, but ultimately didn't happen. However, we are just one step closer now to getting that Marvel DC crossover. And to top it all off, Tom Holland in a recent interview just offered some really nice and really kind of heartwarming and very interesting updates about Spider-Man Brand New Day that involve new characters. A lot to break down today. Let's get into it. And if you're new and you love Marvel and you want to stay up to date, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. So the X-Men movie release date. This is coming from industry insider Jeff Snyder. He has been right about a few leaks. He's actually been right about a lot of leaks when it's come to Spider-Man Brand New Day recently. He was also right about some other projects that Marvel had recently. So it's been a bit since we heard from him, but in his recent newsletter and what he recently mentioned on his Hot Mic podcast is the X-Men movie release date, where he states this.
Oh yeah, Dad, Cosmic One. I'm already early for this post. I already read this inside post from this dude. And I think he said like X-Men movie was gonna come. Where was that he said it? Yeah. So next X-Men movie is gonna come. It's gonna introduce a new team of mutants. Hopefully, I always thought about like I always seen like the X-Men 97 like X-Men cast, and we kind of really don't got like a live action Jubilee or like I would like to see a Mr. Sinister like live action project too. I ain't gonna lie, I like Miss Sinister in X-Men 97. That'd be cool to see. Plus, now we're getting Apocalypse gonna be the next villain for the X-Men 97. I want to see how he gonna play out. I want to know he gonna play out differently than the X-Men Apocalypse 2016 movie. But it is what they do with this one, dude. But who would be a good live action Jubilee actor? I don't know.
Again, it's from his website, theinsider.com. Speaking of the X-Men franchise, I'm told that Marvel will soon announce a release date for the new movie from Thunderbolts director Jake Schreier. If you didn't hear, Jake Schreier, who directed the Thunderbolts, is directing the new X-Men film. That is confirmed. Right now, Disney is holding 3 2028 dates for Marvel movies: February 18th, May 5th, and November 10th. And I revealed on today's episode of the Hot Mic that X-Men will arrive on May 5th, 2028. But he goes on to say why specifically Marvel has this release date in mind. He states, that'll be the 20th anniversary of the MCU, which launched in May 2008 with Jon Favreau's Iron Man. If Avengers Secret Wars, due in December 2027, is meant to mark the end of this chapter of the MCU, the X-Men movie is supposed to represent a new beginning. And Disney has high hopes for the superhero film, which will introduce the next generation of mutants. So according to this, the X-Men arrive in the MCU. Well, I should say our new X-Men, because obviously in Doomsday and Secret Wars, we're going to get X-Men. But the new X-Men, with a completely new, different cast, arrive May 5th, 2028, because that is the 20th anniversary of the MCU, which is actually really crazy to just say out loud. And
That's pretty cool right there. And I already got their first actor of the next X-Men, like the new generation of X-Men. Hey, Sadie Sink, Jean Grey. I keep on saying that. Get Sadie Sink as Jean Grey, man.
even think about, that's really awesome that it's been 20 years. It's been a roller coaster, but mostly good, I would say. You can let me know your thoughts on that down below. The other movies, though, they remain a mystery right now, but we do know that Marvel is planning a Midnight Suns movie. We know Hopefully they'll get around to making a new Blade movie, but we do also know that Black Panther 3 is going to be a pretty big movie coming out after Secret Wars, so that could be the first movie for that.
Dang, dude, they still got a recast for Black Panther, though. I know people do not want to see Shuri again as Black Panther, dude. After Black Panther 2 really didn't get good, I don't think it really got good, like, box office numbers like that. But, man, people want to see a recast. I want to see a recast. I thought it probably was going to bring, like, a recast in the second movie, but nah. Sure, she done became Black Panther, but I really don't want to see that no more. There's tons of black actors in Hollywood that would play a good Black Panther. But hopefully they find a recast.
February slot. And as far as what's next, we could get a Doctor Strange film, a Shang-Chi film, again, Midnight Suns. I'm really excited.
Ooh. Dang, the Man-Thing. What is the Man-Thing? Like the Swamp Thing, but just Marvel spin on it. Like the Swamp Thing. You know, you got the Swamp Thing in DC. But you got the Man-Thing for Marvel. Now, what's that, like the same thing? That gotta be the same thing. Okay, Captain Britain. It's coming all out like 2031. Captain Britain. Damn. Excalibur. Man, what's Excalibur? I ain't gonna lie, with them double katanas, that look like that's gonna be like a Deadpool or a Blade film right there. Oh, okay, we got Spider-Man, Dark Days, okay. Moon Knight Season 2. Really, a Moon Knight Season 2, bruh? Nah, just bring them in the Midnight Suns project. Okay, got the Ultimate X-Men. Okay, that look like that's an animation show right there. X-Force, okay. Dang, so Deadpool gonna have an animation show too. That look like a Deadpool animation show. Doctor Strange, Lords of Fear, and Midnight Suns project. I ain't gonna lie, I would really want to see this Midnight Suns project. I'm down for that. But dang, so Doctor Strange, he gonna have a fourth movie. And Spider-Man, like Miles Morales Spider-Man movie. Right there. And Ghost Rider. I skipped that movie, okay. Okay, who's gonna be the new live action Ghost Rider? I still got Ryan Gosling as the role. Okay, look, 2020. It's gonna be in the 2030s right here, movies.
For the new chapter that we're about to go into after Secret Wars, but we got to get through Doomsday and Secret Wars first. And as far as Marvel having high hopes for the film, I mean, yeah, this is their new Avengers essentially. I think that the Avengers they're kind of gonna get pushed back a little bit until they recast kind of the OGs, Captain America, Black Widow, Iron Man, a new Hulk. They're gonna do that eventually. Kevin Feige confirmed that. So until they do that, the X-Men are going to take the front stage. It's going to be all about the X-Men and new characters like Nova in the MCU. So again, really excited.
Dad, what's going on with that Nova project? I heard they was going to do a Nova project. I don't know nothing about Nova. I ain't going to lie. He reminds me if like Black Bolt and Captain Marvel was combined to like one character, that would be Nova. Like he got the helmet like Black Bolt, like his whole helmet like Black Bolt kinda, but except just with his whole face showing like an oval in the middle of it. Then he just got then he can fly. I know he can fly though, but he got the flying strength like Captain Marvel, how she do. That's how I image Nova.
For the reset, but still really excited for Doomsday and Secret Wars first. Secret Wars and Doomsday, the multiverse is going to come into full effect, and actually right now over at DC, the multiverse is in full effect as well. And according to James Gunn himself, he wanted Deadpool to appear in an episode of Peacemaker. In this article from IGN, they state James Gunn talked to Ryan Reynolds about Deadpool showing up in Peacemaker, but I think we would have had to go through some pretty big hoops. Obviously a lot of really big hoops there, but he knows Kevin Feige very, very well because of course he was with Marvel for the Guardians. But they continue and stated that during a virtual press conference that James Gunn held that IGN got to attend, James Gunn said this: "Yeah, I wanted them to open the door and see Deadpool in a room," laughed Gunn, "and I talked to Ryan Reynolds about it, but I think we would have had to go through some pretty big hoops to do that. He wanted to do it."
That's so James Gunn. He the co-CEO. Oh no, that's DC. I thought he was the co-CEO of Marvel too. I'm like, dad, how they got him as Marvel and for DC? Dad, dude, I know he got to be tired, dude. They gonna wear him out. Even though I think he destroying the DCU right now, especially with that Superman movie. That was a horrible Superman movie for me, dude. I just didn't like that movie, dude. And plus, Guardians of the Galaxy would be my least franchise I least care about. But I love Batista as Drax, dude. Because I grew up watching Batista wrestle. And Batista, he one of my favorite wrestlers still to this day, too. And got one of the best entrances ever in WWE and the best entrance songs ever. And I'm like, I'll be still listening to that bitch anyway. But man, dude, they gonna wear James Gunn. Now, hopefully that Lens project be good. I just read a whole article about that it's gonna be a part of the Peacemaker universe. I'm like, oh god, don't comedy this shit up. I'm so sick of comedy superheroes, dude. It really don't even make sense no more. Just have comedy. They can have a little bit, but you try to do it like all over the movie. I was just like, nah, this ain't it right here.
Literally, Gunn wanted it. Ryan Reynolds wanted it. But I think ultimately they realized, like, okay, then we'd have to go to Warner Brothers. We'd have to go to Disney/Marvel Studios. It's not just about him and Kevin Feige and Ryan Reynolds wanting this to happen and then it just happens. No, there's like legal work they have to go through and property, all that stuff like that. Like, unfortunately, it's not really just that simple. I think it would have been awesome if you didn't watch Peacemaker. Just for context here, they have the multiverse that already exists within the new DCU. And in Peacemaker, they have a door that goes into kind of a space outside of the multiverse that you can go through a bunch of different doors. And in the finale, they start to go through a bunch of different doors. They see a bunch of different things. So basically, James Gunn wanted them to open a door at some point, and bam, there's Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds, I would assume he would be breaking the fourth wall again. Like, what the hell? You can't open a door to the MCU. You're in the DCU. Get out of here. Like, something like that. It would have been, or like, yes, I can finally jump over to DC. Marvel hasn't, there's so many jokes that Deadpool could crack in that moment. But I think the most important thing here is James Gunn's been talking about a Marvel DC crossover for a bit. They did a Spider-Man meme and literally said they did the Spider-Man meme in Peacemaker.
I ain't gonna lie, I wanna know, does DC have the money to do all that stuff? Cause I still think Marvel still got more money than DC do. But like, man, these projects really ain't doing so good in the box office and their budget. It's like, dude, man, do they got enough money to do all that? I mean, maybe they just need to just wait it out a little bit longer. I mean, you got time. They definitely got time. But dude, that budget, dude, DC got enough for that, and Marvel do they have enough for that too. But
said we did the Spider-Man meme, so Kevin Feige's also talked about doing it eventually. I think it's gonna happen maybe sooner than we think. Let me know your thoughts. Would you like to see that happen, Marvel DC crossover, or no? And to top it all off, Tom Holland has recently given us an update for Spider-Man Brand New Day. That's very intriguing. The article of this from USA Today states, Marvel stars Robert Downey Jr. and Tom Holland reunite for this unique mashup, and that is for Bureau and Happy. I really love that they did that. I don't know. It's just really cool because, like, I see Iron Man and Spider-Man, but I also do see the people Robert Downey Jr. and Tom Holland because they're really cool people, and they're.
I ain't gonna lie. Look at this picture, dude. I ain't gonna lie. Robert Downey Jr., he got more like a sinister smile about him. Look how sinister he look, dude. Dude, he know he gonna fuck some people over as Dr. Doom, man. Hopefully we see this more powerful Dr. Doom than ever than for the last 3 Fantastic Four movies that we done had. Hopefully we'll see this powerful, more evil. But hopefully, I ain't gonna lie, that sinister look, I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of throwing me off right there. Like, he know he gonna fuck over Tom Holland and some more heroes with just that his sinister smile. Look at him. Just look at it, dude. It look evil how he's smiling right here.
Actually really are good friends, it seems. But eventually in this interview, when asked about Spider-Man Brand New Day, Tom Holland said this. The movie's going really well. The director, Destin Daniel Cretton, who previously helmed Shang-Chi and The Legend of the Ten Rings, is fantastic. We have some really exciting new cast members who are bringing new characters to life, which is really cool. So right away, I'm just going to say that I noticed that he is speaking, when he speaks about new characters, it's plural. Characters, not like, oh yeah, we have one newcomer to the movie, which is Sadie Sink, and her new character is really cool. He specifically mentions characters, and if we think about who everyone that's going to appear in this movie, because we've heard so many names, none of them are that new except for the villain. So we have the Hulk, who of course, in the MCU, Punisher in the MCU, Scorpion's even been in the MCU, of course Tom Holland and MJ and Ned, like everybody's really been in the MCU. Even the rumors about Yelena showing up and Sam Wilson showing up, they're not new characters. They're not new cast members. We have Sadie Sink, and then we have everybody's really for the villain. So we have the Hulk, who of course, in the MCU, Punisher in the MCU, Scorpion's even been in the MCU.
I'd love to see Scorpion. Cause we never even seen a live action Scorpion ever in Spider-Man, but in the Insomniac video games, yeah, he was there in the first game. Boy, that first Spider-Man game, that really was my favorite game of all time. When he went up against the Sinister Six, because he had Dr. Octopus, Scorpion, Electro, Rhino, Mr. Negative, who else? That is it, really. Yeah, you had Dr. Octopus, Scorpion, Electro, Rhino, Mr. Negative. Who else I'm forgetting? Shocker. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That was a pretty cool Sinister Six in that movie. That's my and that game, cause that's my favorite game. I ain't gonna lie, I love that game, dude. That's my favorite superhero game of all time. The Marvel Spider-Man 2018, the PS4 version, not the remastered version on PS5. I ain't gonna lie, the remastered version, it feels so slow on PS5. Or maybe it's just me. But it just feels so slower. It just feels just like they just chopped it down to little bitty aspects of the game. I just love the 2018 that was on the PS4 version of the game. Man, that was a good game, dude. That was a great, phenomenal game. That's the greatest of all time video games ever I've done played in my entire existence. So we got Hulk, Punisher, Scorpion. I'm definitely Hulk and Punisher's fan favorites. Yelena, she ain't no fan favorite to me. She's definitely not a fan favorite to me. But she'll do. She like the backup of Black Widow. I like Black Widow. She a fan favorite. Yelena Below, she ain't a fan favorite for me.
There's Tom Holland and MJ and Ned, like everybody's really been in the MCU. Even the rumors about Yelena showing up and Sam Wilson showing up, they're not new.
Sam Wilson ain't a fan favorite for me. But he'll do since he's the new Captain America. But I'd rather Bucky would have been Captain America to me. That's me personally. Just by Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that was a horrible project. And his movie, Captain America Brave New World, I'm like, dang, Cap, what was you thinking? You should have gave your older, really older best friend the shield. Like, that would have made more sense, though. But it is what it is.
Characters. They're not new cast members. We have Sadie Sink, and then we have the villain, in which Sadie Sink might be the villain. I hope she's not, but she might be the villain. But since he was speaking plurally, I think we're talking about Sadie Sink and a different villain, which I would love. We still have no idea who Sadie Sink is playing. We still don't have that much of an idea who the villain is. We've heard Chathra, and that very well could be the case. A shapeshifter, I think that would be really interesting because she could turn into Iron Man, Aunt May. That much of an idea who the villain is. We've heard Chathra, and that very well could be the case. A shapeshifter, I think that would be really interesting because she could turn into Iron Man, Aunt May, people who have died and could kind of haunt Peter. It would be a pretty haunting just story for Peter in general. And
Man, I would love to see one of Spider-Man have like the Venom symbiote suit with them. I think Tom Holland, he deserved that symbiote suit, dude. Tom Holland or Andrew Garfield. I like to see one of Spider-Man in Secret Wars like fighting against whoever team they on. Just have the Venom symbiote suit. Like they'll just have Venom with them. You know what I'm saying? Just like in the Spider-Man video game, like in Spider-Man 2 when Peter had a Venom symbiote suit, or in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 3 movie when he had the Venom symbiote Spider-Man suit. Yo, that would be fire, dude. I would just love to see that, man. That would be cool.
Kind of crazy to see on screen, I would think. They'd have to pay those actors though, but maybe they could, I don't know, work it into Robert Downey Jr.'s over 100.
And I remember that Andrew Garfield said he would love to fight an alien, dude. Man. And I would love Andrew Garfield to have his third Spider-Man movie too. But he's well respected. To give him probably the Venom symbiote Spider-Man suit. But Tom Holland or Andrew Garfield, them would do. Them would definitely do if they had a Venom symbiote Spider-Man suit.
$1 million contract for Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. Who knows? But the way he talks here, exciting new cast members, bringing new characters to life, I would expect more cameos in Spider-Man Brand New Day. It seems like this movie really is going to be pretty big. We also have a lot of, what we've been told at least, a lot of villains showing up in the beginning of the movie for kind of like a big montage scene. Spider-Man's going to fight a bunch of different villains and he's going to get new suits as he fights these villains. It should be a pretty cool scene. Maybe some really cool actors will cameo as these villains, and maybe some of these villains will be villains that we've wanted to see for a pretty long time. I also think there's some characters that have been confirmed for the movie already that we haven't heard about in a while, but could be playing some crazy characters like Norman Osborn, perhaps. There's a lot that could come with Spider-Man Brand New Day. I actually think a decent amount of it is being kept under wraps, which sounds weird because we know a lot about it already, but I think they're holding a lot of surprises for us. So, cool update for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Almost had a Marvel DC crossover, and it looks like we might have an official X-Men date if this report is true. Lots of exciting stuff happening. Let me know what you think about all of it in the comments down below, and please don't forget.
Oh, man. But hopefully Spider-Man Brand New Day will be a pretty good movie. And plus, dude, I want to see Sentry and Superman just hash it out for the one time. Since they said Sentry is like the Superman of Marvel, I ain't gonna lie, I'm actually believing that. But I would like to see his dark side face Superman in a way like, yo. Or we probably could have like bad Superman versus Sentry the Void. Or just have their regular attire, just have Sentry and Superman just hash it out. I just want to see that fight, dude. Dog, that would be a pretty cool fight. And Shang-Chi and Magneto fight, woo. I want to see that too. That'd be pretty good, but here's what it is, man. Thank you for this video, Cosmic Wonder. Run them views up for your boy, and I catch y'all later. Peace.